and welcome to the Gothic Unicorn. I'm going to start by apologising if this video is a bit choppy. It is hot in the UK at the moment, and as a result we are depending quite heavily on fans and things to keep us that bit cooler. Now, I can't film with fans on, windows open, because of extraneous noise, so I'm probably going to be filming in quite short bits unless it actually does cool down. That said, I've got a nice one for you today, and we're going to be working on a doll's house for my doll's house. The doll's house that I'm going to be constructing is Petite Properties The Folly in 1/144 scale, which is commonly known as doll's house for a doll's house because it is 1/12 of 1/12 scale. I've long wanted to put a doll's house in the doll's house, but it was finding the right property because it needed to be something out of the ordinary. And I think that the Folly is that kit. Now, I've got the house, I've got the little display plinth kit, which is a octagonal table basically, and hopefully this will be great. Now, this property, the 1/48 scale version of it, is delightful. I don't know how detailed this one is. I would imagine it is pretty detailed. So I think the time's come to get the instructions out and have a look. I have been through both kits and checked for pieces, and I think I'm going to take the easy way out and start by building the display plinth. Now this, as I said, is basically a simple table. Shouldn't take too long to put it together, and then I need to decide on a colour scheme for the entire piece. So I'm going to get on with that and get some air blowing through my craft room. I got my table put together. Stand. It's a plinth, isn't it? It's a stand, it's not a table, although that is what it looks like. I got this wonderful little piece put together quite easily yesterday. It was incredibly straightforward, and I think it's going to make all the difference when it comes to showing off the house. And then I started on the house. Now, I painted this with a dark grey paint because I'm going with the greys, which is the theme of the outside of my doll's house, and I thought it was quite apt to make it work on the doll's house, within the doll's house. And I started layering up the various pieces of the main structure. Now, I did realise fairly quickly that I had made a bit of a boo-boo, in that I needed to paint it sooner rather than later because of the delicacy of all these little pieces. But I came up with a plan whereby the bulk of it is done in a light grey, and then the window frames and the door frame and these panels in place of windows. Are they faux windows? I'm not sure. Anyway, those would all be done in white. Now, I've got one more little piece, which is a plaque to go in this section above the door. I will get that added in fairly shortly, and I also need to put a first coat of paint on the inside. I'm going for my really, really pale grey on the inside. This is the one that looks almost white until it's up against white. And then I get to fit in the windows. Windows are all on here. I've got to cut them all out and then stick them behind there, like so. And then once all that's done, I can then look at attaching this to the base, and we will have a semi-finished house. Then the fun begins really, because we've got a staircase and things to build. But I'm liking how it's going so far. And thankfully the temperature's come down today, so I may actually manage to film more of it, because it was just far too hot yesterday. I have attached the outside of the folly to the floor, and I'm loving how it looks. I still haven't attached the plaque to the front. I haven't decided if I want to add anything else to it yet, but when I put the house onto the base, I am really pleased. It is going to look brilliant in the doll's house. Now the next step is to put in some internal wall sections that go on the sections with the windows, and then that will hold up the upper floor, which means yeah, it's getting closer. So I need to get those painted up, and I need to paint the underside of the upper floor, and then we can progress. I fitted the first floor and the support for the roof, and I've also put in the railings that will stop anybody falling off, and I do like how it's coming together. Now I've also put together the basis of the rear panel. Next step is going to be to construct the staircase. That's going to be fun. I'm not going to dispute that is going to be fun. Lots of pieces for that. 12 different pieces I think it is. And then that will then fit into there like so. Putting the staircase in as well. Beautiful little model, really enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it comes together. The stairs are now attached to the removable panel, back wall, whatever you want to call it. Now every single one of those stairs is a separate piece, and they've all had to be stuck together. That piece hasn't stuck on particularly well, so I may have to squeeze some glue down there. And I love that level of detail though. That is absolutely stunning, and that is actually a cupboard that could be opened. There is a space behind there should you want to. I don't feel the need to, although I may put some little tiny dots of paint on to suggest that there are handles in place. And I love it, I really do. It is just such a great attention to detail. And then before I've put the roof on, I actually fit this back into place, which is a bit fiddly, I am going to admit. You can see the stairs from the top. You can see the stairs from the front, and yeah, it's nice. Now you'll also notice that I have added on the front steps that I hadn't done before, and I've put the panel in place, and I've stuck one of my transfers that I used for my dining service. It's a little bit on the big side, but I think it gets the idea across that this is a slightly spooky building, and of course this isn't fastened in, so it doesn't necessarily stay in place. Now, the only problem as far as I can see is that the stairs do block that window a little bit, but it doesn't matter because I'm not likely to be furnishing it as a proper house because it's a folly. Now the next step is obviously to make up and put in place a roof, and yeah, I'm pleased with it. I'm already thinking that actually I may buy a second one of these kits and I may make it as a part built doll's house, so I could potentially swap it out and have one that is not complete, not all painted, etc., and this one. I don't know. I'm as yet undecided. So yeah, onto the roof. And here we have the finished micro volley. This is going to be the perfect doll's house for my doll's house. It is absolutely in keeping with the theme of my house, and I'm really pleased that they brought this one out in this scale. It is a wonderful kit. The stand, really easy. I'll put that aside because it is what it is. It's a little table basically. And then we've got the actual property, which went together quite easy considering it's so small and the pieces are so fiddly. That's the only reason why I didn't do more of it on camera, was because my fingers, my hands in general, would have been permanently getting in the way. I do love that. Now, the roof's in place, the roof is removable. I've painted it inside to match the inside, and obviously a nice metallic effect on the outside, which make furnishing it, if you so desired, a real possibility. Just pop this back into place. I love the little finial, nice 3D printed addition there. I love the fact that it has got all the details that the larger version has got. Now I have gone for a slightly shabby finish to it. That is deliberate, that is in keeping with the aesthetic of my house. But as I said earlier, I am really tempted to buy another one of these kits and have it in pieces, so to speak. So I could change it up between a finished house and a house in progress. I may do that. Apart from that, yeah, absolutely in love with it. And it is making me think about 1/12, because I'm thinking about all the little tools and things that I could include in a scene with a miniaturist. I wasn't intending on including that in my doll's house, but now I've got a doll's house for the doll's house. It makes sense that there'd be something there, does it not? Anyway, yeah, I think I'm kind of in love. Will I be making more in this scale? Probably not. I was attracted to this one because it sort of fulfilled something that I thought about for a long time, and I did the last one because I just love that property. But, you know, I'm not going to say it's never going to happen again. It all depends on what kits come out in the future. Now, hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please like, comment and subscribe. It all helps my channel. And consider ringing that notification bell, because then you'll get to find out when I put up another video, because at the moment I don't know when that's going to be, but it will be fairly soon. I've got lots of ideas, I just need the time, and a bit of cooler weather would not go amiss. But until next time, bye.